At JMax33 said, how confident do you feel about your conference title picks? And I know what you're trying to do here. You're trying to make me angry. You have successfully made me angry. Let's just go right to the sorest point, and that is the Big 12. I will not beat around the bush. It is time to face this head on. I, friends, back in August, out of boredom, predicted Texas. That's good, right? Texas is looking good. I predicted them to win the Big 12, but I know what you're thinking out there. You're saying, hold on. That's not the problem. Who did you pick them to play against in the Big 12 championship game? Oklahoma State. Texas versus Oklahoma State. It was so egregious that our own graphics department accidentally put Texas versus Oklahoma on the graphic I had them make because they were sure I meant Oklahoma. I didn't. I wish I did. I didn't. Now, that's what you know publicly. What you don't know privately is I am the kid who tells his parents, you don't need to spank me. I already spanked myself. It never works, but I used to do it anyway. And I also want to tell you guys, you don't need to criticize me. Yeah, I picked Oklahoma State to play for the Big 12 championship. You don't need to hate on me. You don't need to criticize me. And I'm going to tell you why. Surveillance caught footage earlier today of what I've been putting my own self through. If you're disappointed in me, I'm 10 times more disappointed in myself. Colin, do we have the footage? This is how I've been walking around the building. And if you're listening on podcast, S-H-A-M-E. Those are the letters that spell the word shame plastered across my face. I can't even see where I'm going. Some would argue that's the state of mind that I made the prediction in to begin with. I don't feel good about it, Jamie/Jaime. I don't feel good about it at all. So if we could just erase the state, and I could just go Texas, Oklahoma. I will watch that game along with the rest of you in a couple of weeks. Maybe we see a rematch in Dallas. I'm sure that'd make the league office ecstatic that those two play for the conference title on their way out the door. So I don't feel good about it. In the ACC, I predicted Clemson versus Florida State. I predicted Florida State to win. I still feel good about that. Okay, so the good news here is my conference champ picks are still faring very well. It's just their opponents. Like Clemson's not going to play, I don't think, for the ACC title. We have still got half a dozen undefeated teams in this conference, and not one of them is Clemson. We've got Florida State, obviously. North Carolina, Miami, Duke, Syracuse, Louisville, and NC State are all undefeated. Some of them haven't even played conference games yet. They're all undefeated. Clemson's not overtaking all of them, I don't think. So I just need Florida State to win the conference at this point, I guess. Otherwise, I'll feel terrible about myself come December. In the SEC, I don't have much to say right now because it was Bama versus Georgia, and it's still on track to be Bama versus Georgia. Like, they're still the favorites, respectively, until something changes. LSU has to come to Tuscaloosa. Bama's playing really good defense. I just assume the offense will continue to find marginally better versions of itself. They're the two odds-on favorites to win the SEC championship right now, so I'm still good on that one. We'll see. The Pac-12 was and continues to be the toughest conference to handicap. I had Oregon versus UCLA. UCLA let me down Saturday when they went and lost to Utah, only giving up 14 and still losing. Tough. Could be an issue here. But I picked Oregon to win the conference. So they're right up there with USC as they're not co-favorites. USC is the slight favorite. Oregon and Washington have the same odds in the number 2 position right now there. And there's a lot of them, 3 of them actually, bunched up at the top. The Demolition Derby round robin, like free-for-all scheduling chunk of Pac-12 play is still to come. So all these teams are still going to play each other, except for UCLA. They dodge a couple of the big boys, but they already have a conference loss. So we'll see how that works out. In the Big Ten, we got Ohio State winning the thing, and so far so good there. They have not played Penn State or Michigan yet. I had Ohio State versus Iowa. And while you may think, ooh, gross, I bet you want that Iowa pick back, for whomst? Everybody in the Big Ten West has a loss. And not all of them are conference losses, but everyone's lost. Wisconsin's the only team over there that doesn't have a conference loss, It's only September 26th. This is a landfill of a division. They face Ohio State, by the way, do the Wisconsin Badgers. So I know that Washington State loss doesn't look as bad as it once did. But man, it could still very well be Iowa. They got shut out last week. Penn State had more total plays than Iowa had total yards. That's playing legitimate competition. You don't face that in your division. You just, as I said, it's a landfill of a division right now. And so Iowa could very well emerge from that. Whoever it is, it's like going to a Sarah McLachlan concert. That's what the Big Ten championship game will be. Guaranteed, you might as well wheel the piano onto the 20-yard line. But in the meantime, we do have to play this thing out. It's the last year of divisions, thank the Lord, in the Big Ten.